Okay, let's say we have two numbers, 10 and 34, and we want to find the greatest common divisor. In other words, what would divide the largest number that would divide into both, and then also find the least common multiple. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this with the multiples is what you think. You could sit and write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then multiples of 34, so 34, 68, and so on. But that could take a while if you're not going to reach that multiple. So what I do, once again, as I mentioned in the prime factorization, is I put these in their prime numbers. So I know 10 is 2 times 5, and I know 34 is 2 times 17. So the greatest common divisor now is going to be, what do they have in common? And so I can see all they have in common would be a 2. The least common multiple is you take and multiply every number except if there's repeated numbers, you only multiply them once. So in other words, I would multiply 2 and then the leftovers times 5 times 17, and I would get 170. Let's see another example of this. So let's say that I have 65 and 50. Well, again, I can say, well, 65, 5 will go into it. Oops, 5 times 13. And then 50, my pencil, how did I get up there? Then 50 would be 25 times 2, or 5 times 5 times 2. So as we mentioned, the greatest common divisor, what do they have in common? And they can have more than one of these in common. Like if there was another 5 up here, then it would be 5 times 5. But there was only one value they have in common. And then the least common multiple, remember when you have doubles, so I have this one double here, you only write it down once, and then you multiply everything that is left over, and I get 650.